Something I really like about this slingshot technology is I'm not restricted to only my matches. I have the power to jump into the boots of other superstars and change the course of their career, too. And I can think of no better choice than the main event of 1997 Survivor Series. That's right, the infamous night that saw Bret Hart defend his championship against Shawn Michaels. They had so many epic battles, but after a particularly painful loss to Michaels at WrestleMania 12, Bret would take a sabbatical from WWE, eventually returning late in 1996. By the spring of 1997, things were much different than WWE. Bret and his family had reformed a bigger and better Hart Foundation, while Shawn and his friends created DX.
Are you ready?
The two groups despised each other, and after months of chaos, it all led to Survivor Series. And it was on that night that Shawn would steal the championship and send Bret Hart packing to WCW in an event known as the Montreal Screwjob. It's no secret that I'm a Bret Hart fan, and I consider him one of the greatest of all time. So let's hop into Bret's boots and take on Shawn Michaels in his prime, something I never got to do. The plan is simple. Avoid the sharpshooter, and we'll be okay. But if Shawn can apply the hold, we know exactly what is gonna happen. Slingshot Tech, take us to the 1997 Survivor Series in Montreal.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Possibly the two biggest egos in all of wrestling history are about to collide here tonight.
From San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, the WWE European Champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
How many times have we heard Shawn Michaels say, "I won't lay down for anybody"? And how many times have we heard Bret say, he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? It is put up or shut up time for both men.
Shawn Michaels certainly not endearing himself to the fans here in Canada.
Well, HBK is arrogant, but he is the greatest athlete in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment, bar none.
I'd like to see you tell Bret Hart that. You can feel the electricity.
His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 234 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart!
And what an ovation for the 21-year veteran who debuted at the age of 19 in 1976 in Calgary.
Shawn Michaels would not allow D-Generation X to accompany him to the ring tonight, and likewise, Bret Hart would not allow the Hart Foundation to accompany him either.
You know, this is not about the money. This might not even be about the title.
These two men truly believe in their hearts that they are the better man.
Come on, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. This is all about power. You know it, and I know it.
The WWE Championship, one of the most highly contested titles in the world of professional wrestling. Will Bret Hart remain champion? Will Shawn Michaels carry the gold once again? There is so much electricity in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Shawn and Bret, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches we've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out loud. This feud has been boiling for years, and it never seems like it will fully be settled. I know this is going to be one we'll talk about for years.
And that was some brutal impact on that DDT. Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain.
Oh, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Brett and Sean use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable at a bar either, Wade.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll have quite the ruckus at the pub using...
Look out! Suicide dive!
Turning themselves into a missile.
And hitting the drop zone. Dead center. Whip back into the ring.
Ricocheting off the turnbuckle. Certainly felt all of that.
Now lifted onto the top turnbuckle.
Oh, God. And we all know how good these two men are in the ring. You can argue two of the best to ever do it. But tonight, I don't think either man cares about showing off technical skill. These two just want to fight.
When it's gotten to this level, when it has become so personal, there is nothing else to expect. All that is left is a down and dirty fight between two guys that hate each other's guts.
And planted them with a well-executed DDT. This has got to be demoralizing for Michaels.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here.
Stops that offense from connecting. And Michaels needed that badly.
Good chance for Michaels to regain some composure.
Oh, my! And hold on, look at this. Yeah, it looks like that cut him open.
Looks like he's got something in mind for ringside here.
That discus clothesline. Decapitating. And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, Michaels and his D-Generation X posse have been nothing but juvenile to everyone they've encountered.
Well, delinquency is in the eye of the beholder, Michael Cole. You might not like that kids are getting detention mimicking DX, but you can't deny they've struck a nerve.
For the title!
And it's a kick out at one for the defending champion.
Just kicking out at one takes a lot in a match like this.
Bang, what a hook. Retaliation from the Hitman. Whipped into the corner with tremendous force.
Sean gets tossed out of the ring.
Headed out of the ring, but the count is looming.
He needs to be prepared.
Connecting on the DDT. This Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. A very hostile environment for HBK.
Yeah, and Sean has never done himself any favors towards changing their opinion either. At least we can say Michaels isn't prejudiced to who he insults. If you have a pulse, you're fair game.
Ooh, brutal body shot.
Batten down the hatches. These two are loaded.
Oh, this exchange is whipping this capacity crowd into a frenzy. Fatigue more than setting in, but these superstars are refusing to let up. And this crowd is loving every second of it. All this heavy artillery is really adding up.
No more holding back. Going all out now.
And consider that the final punctuation to that heated exchange.
And if Bret Hart isolates the leg and feels the advantage in the legs, Wade, he won't go anywhere else.
You're right, because all that's in the back of his mind is the sharpshooter. It's that precise breakdown of his target that has made the Hitman who he is.
HBK looking to attack from above.
Blast off.
Oh my God, what a move! And now the Hitman is dissecting the opposition.
HBK is struggling to meet the... Excellence of execution. Getting sent to the turnbuckles.
Uncorked a big punch. And something Brett has to know is all the attributes Shawn possesses, Michaels might have more cardiovascular conditioning here. Michaels is insanely resilient. Remember what Michaels did, Corey, in St. Louis just a month ago against the...
Oh, perhaps he should have been paying more attention.
Fire going for the pin. Title on the line. And he kicks out of the pin and one.
The wear and tear of this match only affecting him slightly, it seems.
The wherewithal to counter HBK. Launched right out of the ring. And he exits the ring.
Better watch the count.
This personal rivalry goes so far back. You can see the seeds of it when they were both tag team competitors, part of the Hart Foundation and the Rockers. Each man becoming breakout stars and leaders of a new generation in WWE. Up until that point, it was professional. But recent years and the weight of carrying the industry have changed these men.
The turning point was WrestleMania, Cole, when Brett was screwed out of the title in that Iron Man match. If the score is tied at the buzzer, it is a draw, and the title should have remained with Brett.
Well, it certainly felt like we were all learning the rules as it happened that night, but tonight the rules...
Hold on a second. Could be a matter of time. Submission being locked in.
This is just...
And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here. Oh, God, drilled right into the post.
Decimating the knee. And slides back into the ring. And now headed to the outside. Reigns down an elbow retaliation. Loving blow.
HBK looking to silence this Montreal crowd. Looking to break every Canadian's heart.
He gets into the ring.
Pile driver on its way.
Spiked. Sit out. Pound champs down. This one's for everything. No, he beats the count.
And this is what it means to be a champion. Any other mere mortal, that would have been the end of the line.
Frustration setting in for the showstopper. Can Michaels tap into that old magic one more time? Bang! Drop kick.
Shawn is in the zone and letting the opposition know it.
And he chooses to leave the ring. And he's able to avoid that offense.
Goes into the corner.
Heading out, but needs to be aware of the referee's...